Hello, hello. Having technical difficulties today. Hey friends, how are you? If you are here live, hello, hello, say hello, introduce yourself. Let us know where you're from so we can welcome you. My name is Svava Brooks. I'm abuse survivor coach. There we go. Now we're up on Periscope and YouTube. I'm Svava Brooks, abuse survivor coach, and I work one-on-one with adult survivors of child abuse or trauma, or I love to hang out here on the internet, interweb, whatever we call it, where I guide adult survivors back to themselves, their authentic selves, right? I do believe we all come fully equipped with everything that we need to live a full and meaningful life. Things happen along the way, right? Where we sometimes get disconnected. And as we isolate, right, we forget why we are here. So coming together as survivors, we're supporting each other on this journey towards thriving one day, one page at a time. My workbooks are available on Amazon or Kindle. Hey friends, good to see you. So if you're watching this live, please say hello. Hey friend, yet again. I'm broadcasting only here on Periscope, but I'm also live through YouTube, and that's where I'm navigating the live chat. Sorry, Periscope friends. Can't be in two places at once. I've tried. Does not go well. Hey, Karen. Hey, friend. So, also with that, if you're just watching for the first time, please like us or give us some hearts, some love. And if this conversation helped you and supported you and inspired you, please give a thumbs up and share with anybody that you think might be able or might benefit from it, right? So thank you, thank you, thank you. Sharing is caring, right? On the note, right? I'm seeing those thumbs up. So thank you. So how are you guys today? I pulled out the summer clothing, the sunshine, the sun is here. So I'm like dusting my spring, summer clothing. There you go, Donna. Love the channel. Awesome. How are you guys? I'm just delighted, of course, to see all the hearts that you guys have already put up there on the chat. All the hearts and the flowers. Right, 86 with Wanda today. It's raining now. It's probably 65 today here in Portland, Oregon. That's right. We are getting ready for Texas, aren't we? We are going to meet up. What is it, 4 weeks? Oh my God. It's freezing, Donna. Well, it's been up and down. It's the sunny today. It was rainy yesterday. And then I thought I was going to sunburn on Sunday. It was so nice and sunny and warm out. I actually fell asleep after doing a little yoga stretching out on my balcony on my yoga mat, and I just conked out there. So, hey Vicky, good to see you again, my friends, and to you guys who were there with us live earlier on the Zoom call. It was great. Hey friend. Hey Dre. I don't know how you pronounce your name. Dre, Drew, I don't remember. I'm so glad you found us, Drew. I have the feeling it was Drew. Is it Drew? But you're in good company. It's Andre. See, what has it been? It's been years since we've talked. Welcome, Andre. Note to self. Andre. I'm so glad that you're here, my friends, because this is a great group of people. You're going to feel loved and supported, my friend. That's all right, Donna. I recorded it. It was a good one. I will post the recording in the group when we're done. You're welcome. You're welcome, Andre. Yes, you moved to San Diego after I had moved out. That was unfortunate, wasn't it? Your mom is going to be happy. That's good. Tell your mom I said hi. I know, Wanda. We saw you popping in and out of the chat. So it's okay. I hope you didn't get into trouble, right? Being on the phone in an area where you're not supposed to be on the phone. So, but it was great. I thought it was wonderful, and loved having we had a little heart-to-heart conversation there, and we went with it. We just went with it. So, all right, my friends, we are on day 85 in our book, right? Day 85. Let me set this conversation up for us. If at first you don't succeed, try again. Oh, Wanda in trouble. Wanda in trouble. Always pushing the boundaries, my friend. I'm glad they just laugh about it. They know you. They know you. So let's see, where was I? If at first you don't succeed, we try again. The healing journey is all about changing the way you see and interact with the world and within yourself, right? We talk a lot about that here. How do we change the world? It starts with us. It starts with our inner journey. Each of us is unique, as is our story. When we set an intention, your way of achieving and manifesting your goal, this goal might be different than someone else's. If something hasn't worked for you to achieve a goal, don't give up. Instead, take a step back and ask yourself how you can go about achieving this intention differently. Be open-minded that your first instinct might not be the best one when it comes to change, right? Change needs change. Anybody else relate? Anybody here stubborn like me who resists change? The human condition, right? So there's a lot to unpack here, right? Often, thank you, Wanda. Thanks for not leaving me hanging like I'm the only person who is broken. Like, guys, you know I'm being sarcastic, right? None of us is broken. None of us is wrong. We are just doing the best we can, navigating this life right here, right now. And sometimes the past tends to take up a little bit of space. So we are handling it as it gets brought up in this moment, so we can sort out, is this really serving me right now? What of it comes from the past? And what of it is those choices that we have to make, sometimes one breath at a time, one day at a time, 1 hour at a time, wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Some people here, including myself, not to be too hard on ourselves when we feel like we're sliding backwards a couple of steps. All right. How did this work last time? What did I learn? What did I learn about myself? It's all about learning about ourselves, right? It's all about learning about ourselves. So it can't be bad or wrong. But sometimes it hurts, right? So learning to sit with ourselves, finding people like us that are kicking and screaming, trying to figure this out. Why am I stuck? Why does this keep showing up, right? Is it that inner dialogue? Is that inner critic that keeps showing up perhaps? But we can do this. We can do this. And I, like many of you, right, had to be Little Miss Perfect growing up. I had to know, right? I was incredibly controlling. I had to know it all. I had to know what happened. I had to see around corners, right? But when we're changing and leaning into something new that we haven't done before, we don't know. And sometimes that's enough to stop us from even trying, because it feels too risky, right? Not knowing, to admit we don't know. I just had a good cry with you guys a few weeks ago about that, right? I didn't know that I didn't know, but now that I do know, okay. All right, Svava. All right. You too are allowed, right? So to set an intention, think about the thing you haven't been able to achieve. And this goes to any, right, a goal or a habit that you've tried to change. Hey, friend, if nothing has worked so far, that just means we must be open to a new way of seeing, a new way of being, a new way to change in order to accomplish. Sometimes it's just a matter of asking for help. Hey, Sharon. Hey, friend. So glad you made it. So think about it. And then let's set up our intention for this one thing in a way that leaves you open to new options for manifesting it, right? A lot of people throw around the word manifestation like it's, right, a recipe for something, but there's a lot of moving parts. One of them starts with our intention and then our belief in ourselves and that we are, right, valuable and worthy of investing in ourselves the time and attention to make that happen. And also, right, be willing to be compassionate with ourselves as we are trying this new thing. I'm putting myself out there. Could get scary. So the two questions today, and then I'm actually, for those that are new and watching, I am reading from our closed Facebook group where I post the page of the day, and then our group members share their journal entry. So that's, they've given me permission to share their journal entry here with you. So the two questions, but if you're here and interacting or watching live, we would love to hear from you. Please share with us. The questions are, what is one thing you haven't been able to achieve that you really want? And what intention can you set for this one thing in a way that leaves you open to new options for manifesting it or for reaching that goal, I think is another way of saying that. So let's see, I'm scrolling down here. I see, Lori, are you here? I don't see Lori's permission to share her post, but Wanda shared with us. She says, completing and publishing my poetry book and starting my memoirs would be the largest aspiration. Oh, that makes my heart sing, just the thought of that, my friend. She says, would be the largest aspiration I have right now. I believe the underlying fear is the doors I would be required to walk through once I've accomplished that goal. It would mean taking away another layer of transparency. More people would become aware of my life experiences. I hear you, my friends. She says, I can commit to the continuing process of my healing intentionally, and that is the only way I will become comfortable with my experiences to stand before the world totally and say, I am Wanda Yvette, and this is my voice, intent, intentionally. That's beautiful. I hear you, Sharon. I know, right? 30 days until our retreat. How exciting, my friends. Oh my God. See, that's one of those things. Wanda, my friend. Yes. Right? This retreat is all because of you. You are the one who said, hey, let's get together. So you have the manifesting power, my friend. And because of your idea, The sun, moon, and the stars moved, and everything got into an alignment for you. And we get to be a part of it. Hey, Andre. That's okay, my friend. I'm just glad that you're here. And that's always my suggestion to new people, is to just sit back and listen, chime in if you feel like you can relate or support, right, the conversation that's going on. Get to know the group a little bit, right? But we are so glad that you're here because there's so much courage in this space. There's so much love for support. So just take it in, my friend. And again, if you hear the questions that I asked, and if you want to share from your heart, your experience, we would love to hear it. And I know it's tricky to tap or to type in on those devices. So, but I'm so glad that you're here. I'm glad that you're here. I hope that helps. So, but I want to say to our friend Wanda here, right, that a few of the comments in the Facebook group were like, right, I knew you before you became a famous author. And the world does need you, my friend Wanda. The world needs you and your brilliant voice and your courageous, beautiful, eloquent writing. How you manage to take that life experience and put it on the page is just magical. It's just magical. So we will be in your corner. We will be supporting you. We will be there when that for that first book signing, hell or high water, I'll be there. I will be there, my friend, like a proud parent, right? Exactly. I have the feeling a few of us would love to be there. I'm getting tears in my eyes because I just know how much love and support that there is here for each other. Sure. Andre, if you, it's the releasing your authentic self. I'm happy to send you some information about it later. It's a closed group. You have to register to be a part of it, but I'm happy to share it with you. I think I already have you in the big group. Thank you, Wanda. Thank you, Wanda. Yes, hold me to it. Hold me to it, my friend. So, and here's the thing, Wanda. Here's the thing, right? It's like, am I not putting my story out there because, right, I have this need to hide? Right? Is it the shadow that you are afraid of, or is it the light, my friend? Right? It's a mixed, it can be a little mixed, but it's good to be aware of it, right? Wait a minute. What is living in here? What is it? From family, I hear you. Right? You guys remember I started on Periscope because I knew none of my family hangs out on Periscope. So I found a very public platform to practice in a safe place, right? Because yeah, I still have family that they would rather I don't do what I do, that they would rather me not be this public about the work I'm doing. And my heart goes out to them because I know it can hurt when you have hurt inside of you. It's gonna hurt, but it's not my hurt. So we all have to find a way to live our authentic lives. We can't hide because of other people, right? We are all responsible for ourselves. I believe that. All right, I hear you, Wanda. I hear you. I hear you, my friend. I hear you. But again, I've, as you know, with my 2 books and, my stories and the things that I put out there, I know, the boundary in terms of I talk about me. I don't talk about my family much. You know what I mean? I talk about things in the context of what happened. I'm not bringing that into the conversation much. But so I hear you. I hear you. But sometimes it's good to remember too, like the same way when we are complimenting each other, it's hard to receive, love and compliments or encouragement or celebration, right? So sometimes that's also what we are resisting, and that's not why we don't put ourselves out there. We don't want all that fuss or that attention. So I hear you, Wanda, right? So if they ask, you'll tell them, right? Exactly. No more hiding. There you go, Vicky. All right. I'm sorry that you're having signal problems, Rob. But it's good to know you're here. Thanks, Sue, for checking in on him. He was having trouble with the signal earlier today, too. So, but we're glad you're here. We're glad you're here. So thank you, Wanda. There is no doubt whatsoever, my friend, that you will publish those books sooner than later. No doubt. No doubt. Just waiting for that natural timing, right? So let me just remind our friends here the 2 questions that we're answering today. What is the one thing you haven't been able to achieve that you really want? And the second was, what intention can you set for this one thing in a way that leaves you open to new options for manifesting it? Aw, thank you, of course. Thank you, Sue. Thank you, Rob. So those are the 2 questions that we're talking about. So let's see down here. Sue shared with us. This is hard for me to write. Okay. All right, Vicky. Sue says, this is hard for me to write. I'm struggling to find words to explain the thing I have not been able to achieve because it feels so very vulnerable. Though some of you already know, I've lived and ministered as a Christian for most of my life, though much of it was in skewed and abusive situations. As a result, I've had to unpack and unlearn a lot of what I thought I knew and kind of start all over again. And that has left me with a lot of uncertainty. There is so much I feel that I just don't know anymore. But the thing I desperately long for the most, and the thing that has actually driven me on my healing journey, still eludes me. And that is a deep down sense of connection with God, Spirit, or love. A sense that I am loved by God, whatever that looks like. I hear you, my friend. I am proud of you for sharing that, right? She goes on to tell us, I guess the intention I need to set is to be willing to look at all of this in a different way, to be open, right? To look at beliefs and practices and ways of being which I've not considered before, and some of which feel quite scary because in the past, they would have been labeled as wrong or dangerous, but maybe I need to be more open, right? To look, to explore, to question and to decide for myself. And in the process, to be open to love. Love that I give to and receive from others, and love that I give to myself, and seeking to remove any barriers to that. That's beautiful, my friend. I hear you, Sue. I hear you. I feel you. Right? It's a hard one. But again, I so appreciate your being, right? Your clarity is going to guide you, right? Your clarity that this is hard. This is what you're unpacking. You're starting to have great clarity about, the condition that was put on you, right? That things had to be so, and so, and it wasn't congruent, right? What people around you were saying and what they were doing, it didn't add up, right? And so I absolutely think that what you're sharing is that you're learning to trust yourself. So as you trust yourself, right? Because it's going to be a here feeling when you know in your heart of hearts. It isn't a thinking thing. It's a feeling. It's a sensed, felt awareness of the truth. Like a gut feeling, like something kind of comes in and like whoop. And so much of our unpacking the healing journey is because so much of the past was put on us, right? We were told how to do this, that, or the other, or we had to behave or talk or believe because of what the environment we grew up in. And we weren't taught to trust ourselves. Our voice wasn't heard. It wasn't honored. If anything, we had to sacrifice the connection to our truth to survive our childhood. So now that we're coming back into our bodies, right? It has to be in here that we get to know ourselves again, right? Who am I? What is it that I want? What is it that I like? What works for me? And I see you already doing that, my friend. Some of the recent experiences that you've shared with us, it's like you are starting to listen to yourself. You are starting to respect yourself and your own inner boundaries in a way. Like you are modeling love to yourself, my friend. So, right? Exactly, Sue. Exactly. Right? Being loving and gentle with yourself, being okay, right? To be in the place of not knowing, it's very hard for most people. And especially when we have trauma condition in our bodies, in our brain, because that's discomfort. And any discomfort, we will either go for trying to numb it, repress it, or avoid it, right? Instead of, okay, but that's what I hear. You say the intention, I need to be willing to be open, And I used to trick my mind sometimes. I would say, just be willing to consider the possibility that I will learn this, or that I will gain some clarity about this one day, right? Instead of putting the pressure on me, I have to, right? The should now, right? There's a tension between where I am and what I think I should be, which is toxic for us, creates immediate pressure cooker point in our bodies, and our mind starts to spin, look for an answer. Okay, I am willing to be open to the possibility that this is new, right? And that's again with change, right? I'm wanting to change something, but what I'm wanting to change towards, I don't even know what it's gonna look, sound, or feel like. So it is inherently risky. But the more we trust ourselves by knowing ourselves, then whatever happens, we know how we are going to respond to it. And the key to having a loving relationship out here, as we know, is to be having a loving relationship here with us. So you're doing a beautiful job, my friend Sue. And you, my friend, like everybody here, is so worthy of knowing the deep, deep, I can only put this into words for me, and I invite anybody else to do it for themselves, but that deep feeling of belonging when you know you are loved no matter what, right? No matter what, you are loved. Thank you for sharing, Sue. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So I really appreciate it. Let's see here. Wanda says, I understand what you're saying, Sue. I really used to struggle with the thought that God loved me. I felt I had muched up too much. It's a little better now. Good, Wanda, right? Because in our mind, our critic, right? Or even our inner child, our little girl inside, well, I've been so bad, right? Of course, nobody loves me. Like, I'm not worthy of love, anybody's love. Donna here, it's so hard asking for help. First, you have to expose your vulnerability and then hope someone responds, and you have to hear and take in the response. Very tall order. I hear you, Donna. I hear you, right? I'm sorry, guys. My nose is running from allergies. Our first experience with asking for help, possibly as a child, or maybe in a place where when we were hurt and we didn't get the support or the encouragement that we needed, right? So, and it's hard when we live in of a scared body. We want help, but we don't want help. We want to risk being vulnerable to get help, but we don't want to risk being vulnerable. It's a lot of push-pull, right? So that's why, yes, we are learning to take risk. I'm seeing it in the group, my friends, every day. Every day. It's beautiful. As you guys are having a hard time, you reach out to me privately. I send you some words of encouragement and remind you that I'm here with you, right? And then I encourage you guys all to go in the group and share it, right? Anytime we are hurting, it's an opportunity for connection. Any hurt is an opportunity for connection and validation, and to feel like you belong. It's an opportunity for us to connect to ourselves, to not abandon ourselves when we're hurt, right? And okay, so what do I need? What do I need? What do I need that's inside of me? What kind of comforting do I need? What kind of warmth do I need? Whose voice do I need? Whose words comfort me? Until we learn to do that for ourselves, right? And then let's see here. Sharon, dating relationships, need to put myself out there and be open to a new adventures, be open to opening up my heart and feeling. Yes, my friend Sharon, not knowing is difficult. Very true, very true. But right, but our first and our job, most foremost, the most important one is to love us, right? So we're not going out there with like a bottomless pit. Like, will you love me? Will you approve of me? Will you tell me I'm good enough? Because chances are we attract someone that's maybe looking for the same thing, who is, empty and does not have a lot to give. So when we have things that can spill over, give from the overflow. That's a win-win, my friends. And of course, nobody's perfect. Nobody's perfect. But I encourage my daughters and my son, know who you are before you go into a relationship. What needs are you trying to get met here? What of those needs is your job to take care of? And then the other stuff, you can ask for support. You can ask for support around getting those other needs met. And then you can support the other person too, when they know who they are, what are their needs, how to take care of those needs themselves. But the other ones that we need other partners for, we can ask for them. Learn to communicate those needs. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's see here, Nora. Nora shares with us. So when I think of the one thing I so desperately want and have not achieved, I always discredit it and think it is so silly. There she is. There she is. Hey, Nora, I'm so glad you're here, my friend. Let's see here. I'm looking at multiple screens, my friends. Bear with me. Oh, Nora, you go on. Good. Nora goes on to say that knowing that it's my father's voice that I'm repeating, I just cannot bring myself to shed tears for my suffering of abuse, tears for the child who endured everything her father put her through. And yet she continued to live and not get lost in her addictions, in her tormented mind of schizophrenia. I know I'm getting stronger, but this one thing has been out of reach for me. I've been so brainwashed by fear and my defiance that my body refuses to let go of those perceptions. I have given up all hope of expressing this emotion that has eluded me for so long. Maybe, just maybe, I have found the right persons, group, wink, wink, right? And the right time that I could possibly be able to acknowledge the hurts, the grief, all the pain that this small child endured, and feel a new life if I could only shed those tears that should have been rightfully shed instead of being held back. We hear you, my friend, and our hearts feel for you. And you are doing a beautiful job, Nora. We are seeing you coming out of this shell, right? All the love, all the love that you are now, like your new living environment, all the love and support that you're getting there, all the love and the support that you're getting here from us, and all the hugs that you're going to be getting from everybody here when we meet up in 4 weeks in your hometown. Good. I know. Oh boy. Oh my God. My heart is just beaming right now. There's so much warmth flowing from my heart to you, my friend. And I understand that little girl inside, Nora. She still needs to know that she will be safe, right? If she shows her feelings. You're doing a beautiful job. I know you are, trying to quiet down that voice in there, right? The voice that she still is, exactly, like she's still in there. Nope, not gonna show my weakness, not gonna show my tears. I will win, right? I think I know that little girl a little bit. I had one of those. Not gonna show that. That I took pride in being tough. I took pride in, like, nope, you can break everything, but you cannot have my tears, right? So I'm feeling, right? So that brings me tears right now because my friends, I know I'm not alone in this. But here's the catch, right? Here's the catch. The tears aren't for them. They can never have those tears. For one, they're not even here. But now, at least this is what helped me, my friends. This is what helped me just turn on the waterworks, because I had a lot of freaking reasons to cry and to be upset and to be seen and heard, right? Is that me letting the tears come, right? It's like I'm still living. I'm still alive. The tears are my grace. The tears are my truth. You didn't shut me up forever, right? It's like, see, I am still human. I am still capable to feel. I am still capable to love. I'm still capable to be seen, right? Yes, exactly. With few and select people in the beginning, right? So now I love that how much I can cry, that I'm in touch with my feelings, right? Even when my kids were little and we're watching Disney movies and I would get all teary, I would like not want my kids to see. And then I'm like, wait a minute, why am I embarrassed to be crying and showing one of the most authentic piece about being human, right? Is to show our tears. There's energy moving in our bodies. It's the truth. You connected with something. Express it. Right? There's some exchange happening. So I hear you, Wanda, right? Wouldn't cry in front of people until I connected to you guys. Sharon, I only cry at movies. I hear you. I used to act like I yawned if my eyes got watery. Yep, I hear you. Exactly. I'm not a softie, right? I used to be the tough one. But then, right, I've shared this with you guys before. One day, I realized that my tears and being soft is actually a sign of strength. I thought being tough and strong, yeah, I thought, yes, it was a good thing. But not anymore. It's right. We expand and contract. We expand and contract. So we are capable as humans of a range of emotions. Outrage and tears, joy, happiness, right? Some of you recently have been feeling, once you tap into the good feelings, all of a sudden some of the not so good feelings, or when you're feeling the bad feelings, also we can feel some of the good feelings. They are a combined package. So learning how to fully express them is a good thing. It's a very good thing. I see that it has gotten in my way and not letting me live the life I so deserve. Yeah, I get it. And it's your birthright, my friends, right? It's your birthright. Because as we express our feelings, we also know how we feel. You're expressing how you feel. It's an expression of you, how you're experiencing things. Many of us have been living like a flat line, right? For a long time. But I'm proud of us, friends. I'm proud of us. We're doing a beautiful job. We are doing great. Sadly, I only feel extremes or adrenaline. I hear you, Sharon. I hear you. I too used to go from one extreme to the other again, right? It's for a while because of that tension in our bodies, right? That chronic tension hold. It's either spike up or spike down, right? I hear you, Nora. I so want to be able to do that easily, to express my true feelings. It's practice. Again, it's practice. The things that we were supposed to learn as children, right? But actually, we live in a culture that is very uncomfortable with emotions being expressed. I think we, in some cases, we have given, women more permission to express a little more than men. But still, it's a lot of taboo around being emotional. Oh, you're so emotional. Stop feeling those feelings, or you're crying all the time, or whatever. It's like, well, I'm gonna cry if I have tears. And often, if we're having feelings and people are uncomfortable, it's because they haven't felt their feelings, and we're reminding them of their feelings. So. I hear you, Sharon. I hear you, my friend. Be gentle with yourself. It takes time. But I'd say you are hanging out in the right space. There you go, Chrisanne. I hear you. Taking that first step so far is the hardest thing, and I haven't been able to get past that. Well, my friend, like I told you, and I'm going to lean in here and tell many of you that sometimes we won't know until after, or we won't catch ourselves, right? Because it's a gradual process, right? Feelings isn't something that you just flip the switch. It's something that, yes, you gradually move into as you are sensing and becoming more aware of your body and what's happening inside of you, being clear about the thoughts. You will get there, but it helps to, right, right? It's to, right, as we work with and become more connected to our bodies, understanding where the feelings show up, what's the expression of the feeling? Is it warm, cold? Is it colorful? Is it expansive? Is it constricted? There you go, Nora, right? And it's like learning a new language, It's learning to speak a language that is not new to us. There's no pictures that show up, no sensory, tactile messages that you get when you say certain words. And that's part of, integrating the learning. Like Sue, you talked about, what do you want? What does it mean for you to be willing to, okay, And then one day it clicks and you're like, this is my gut feeling. I know it's there. It's clear as day. And then you have another experience, and then you have another experience. And for me, it was just as foreign to feel the expansive, good feelings as it was for a while to allow myself to feel the hard feelings, the grief, the sadness, the anger, right? I can still remember the day when I felt, I think it was, I was just like really feeling incredibly, it was gratitude that I was feeling. I just felt like I could fly. I had never felt this big expanse feeling. And I was so excited about it. I drove over to a friend's house that I knew would understand what I was talking about. It's like, oh my God, I wonder if this is what they talk about, right? This, I feel so grateful, and I can feel the feeling in my body. This is what gratitude feels like. And right next to that was joy, right? Like they say, the fastest path to joy is through gratitude. And when I had the actual physical experience of it, I'm like, wow, this is it. Right? And then I can build on it. Like I said, I can still remember that because it was significant for me when it connected. Oh, so that's what they talk about when they talk about feeling this. And the same thing when my husband said all those years ago, I can't feel your heart. Your heart is closed. And I was devastated, right? I didn't know that my heart was closed. I did not know how to share love with others. But as you guys know, I know you guys can feel my love. I'm leaning in. I know you guys can feel my heart today. There's not a doubt in my mind and my body that I am sending it to you. I can feel it, right? Yes, my friend Nora, and that's the thing, my friends, if I can do this, because this body is just like your body, we're all wired the same way. There's a little tweaks here and there where we're different, yes, different histories, different perspectives, different cultures maybe, but in so many ways, my friends, we share a lot of the similarities, but ultimately, right? Your healing, you get to decide. You get to decide what this is like for you. I will never impose that. So thank you, my friend Nora. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, friends, help me out. Am I missing somebody? I think we got it, right? I'm refreshing here. What a beautiful, beautiful share from everybody. And of course, I drew a card for us today. It's always perfect. Hey, Andre, he's sharing with us. I want the courage to go back to Florida, Wilton Manor, so I can get the help I need to get my abuser brought to justice. But I shouldn't have to do that. I hear you, Andre. I hear you, my friend. Well, I am so grateful that you are here and that you are putting it out there, that you want to go back, right? Maybe back to what feels like home. Or is that just to get justice? Okay, maybe it's just to go back to get justice. I'm so sorry, Andre, right? Most of us don't ever, right, get justice or feel that we have gotten justice. Okay, son, right? Son and old friends in recovery. There you go. And that was going to be what I'm going to share with you guys here too, and then I'm going to share with you the cards that I drew for us, is that when we set our intention, right, whether it's alone or in a group, is that it's good if we can write it down. And most of you guys wrote it down here in the group or in your book, or declared it here. And then, do what we can to write about it as if it's already happened, right? Here I am. I'm just picking on Sue. Here I am, as much as I struggled from, knowing that I was worthy of love. I am grateful that I finally found my path. And now I believe in me. I'm just, putting it out there. Write about it as if it's happened. And visualize yourself like in that movie. Our minds are powerful and we can use them to our advantage. Visualize, play out a movie in your mind's eye where this has already happened. And you see yourself in the, near future, where you now are standing in this new truth, or you have done this, right? You have embodied this experience. And maybe it helps to meditate on it, right? To sit with it, to quiet the body a little bit when it comes up with all the things, all the reasons why not, right? So practice mindfulness. Come back to your breath as maybe your inner critic, or your inner critic, the parent that sometimes lives inside of us. Notice to do our best to silence that, because we have to hear that automatic voice in the back that is so critical. We don't often hear it. And that's what keeps interjecting itself into what we're trying to shift or to move forward. So becoming aware of those automatic inner conversations, that inner tension in our bodies. And that, like I said, the most important part is, feeling it, like feel that experience as if it's already happened. So that is a very, very powerful thing to do, whether you do it, with your gratitude journal, or when you journal in, I think my video just disappeared. Now I can't see anybody. There you guys are. My laptop was gonna do an update. I just probably had a little deer in the headlights kind of look on my face right here. So my friends, that would be my suggestion for moving forward with some of these things that feel so hard to put our fingers on, right? It's like we are creating this new reality for us. And the most important part of reaching our goals is to see ourselves reaching them, right? That we believe that we can reach them, that we are worthy of investing in the time and the energy and being intentional about it. So we got this. We got this. And for all of you guys, you're doing much, much better than you think you are. If you are being hard on yourself, don't. And I'm so glad you're here with us today, Andre. We hang out here, and for anybody else who's listening, we are here Tuesdays and Thursdays, 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, so feel free to join us anytime. We'd love to have you. That's right, Nora, right? We are all doing such a beautiful job improving our lives. And that's really what we're here to do as humans. We are here to better ourselves, become the best versions of ourselves, so we can contribute to a better world. So our little message from the universe today. There you go, Sharon. You're welcome, Andre. One day he woke up and decided it was time to breathe. Right? If just that, right? If we just started with a habit around allowing ourselves a little bit of time, space to take deeper, fuller breaths, to quiet down and listen to our bodies, giving ourselves permission to relax. When we relax here, we open up to new things coming in. When we're all tight and protecting ourselves, very little gets in. Very little gets in. And we're just feeding the same information to our brain, and the brain is responding with the same conversation coming back. That's the cycle we are, many of us, stuck in for so long. So Sharon says, my superpower is I breathe underwater. Oh my goodness, my friend. You're a part fish? That's awesome. By George, I think I've got it. There you go, Nora. That's right, Sharon, scuba diver. I figured, right? I figured that. So, well, thank you, everybody. And anybody that's here watching live or watching the replay, I just announced it in my group earlier. I'm on a mission to reach as many people as possible with this meaningful heart-to-heart conversation that, yes, we can heal, we need to, we can restore, right? So to help me do that, I started crowdfunding account with Patreon. And if this conversation inspired you and you want to support me in my work and help me reach more people, maybe check out my Patreon page and support me with a few dollars. It all goes a long ways, and I really, really appreciate it. I will put the link down below in the show notes and over on Periscope. Thank you for all the hearts. Thank you for being here and watching, and please share this message on Twitter or Periscope. And I'll actually, speaking of, Periscope is celebrating their 4th birthday today. So I put that on my message here on Periscope too. I did not know they'd only been around for 4 years. So I say, going after a big goal, Periscope, way to go. It's been awesome. What a great platform that is. So congratulations and happy birthday, Periscope. And here on YouTube, please, friends, thank you for the thumbs up. And if you come back and want to share comments or any takeaways, that all helps people that are browsing our videos and to see that there are actually real people listening and what they're learning from our conversation. So thank you, friends. Thank you for all the love and support as always, and the love and support that you give to each other in the Facebook group. And I will see you all again here on Thursday. All right, my friends. Hey, Andre, no worries, my friend. I'm so glad you're here. So glad you're here. That's all right. An hour is a long time for us, so take your time. And that's the good thing. We record these. You can always come back and re-listen. All right, friends, have a good night. I'll see you on Thursday. If I can get technology to work for me. Thanks, friends. Night, night. You're welcome.